Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys had a good night. If you were camping, I don't care where you was camping at, whether you was at a state park, county park, city park, or even at home. I sure hope you had a good night. Thought we was going to wake up with a little bit of rain this morning. Boy, it thundered and lightning for a while, but we didn't. We didn't end up getting anything. But it's been halfway decent the last couple of days. But anyway, today I've got my old timer here. It's a 1940 T. Buddy Vernon gave that to me one year for Christmas, several years ago. He and I and a few others used to meet for coffee, and we'd swap knives, buy and sell from each other, knives, whatever. And one day around Christmas, he slipped that across the table, and he said, "There's your Christmas present." So I cherish it. He's gone now. So like most of my friends, they're all gone. But as we get older, that kind of happens, don't it? So I'm going to use this today to cook our breakfast with or cut things up. Uh, I'm going to make us an omelet today is what, I'm going to lay that down so I quit playing with it. I'm going to make us an omelet today. And I got some fresh tomatoes out of my garden I'm going to put in there. You know, this time of the year, it's the best time of the year to eat tomatoes if you like tomatoes. Well, I don't care at all about store-bought tomatoes. Just if that's all you got, just leave those out for me. I don't know. They always taste so hard. I don't know. Don't have much flavor in them or anything else. So I kind of push them aside. So we're gonna have fresh tomatoes and this fresh bell pepper out of the garden, fresh onion out of the garden. So now don't have fresh eggs. Used to have fresh eggs, but once I decided I was gonna do a little bit of traveling and camping and stuff, I gave away my hens. But when I get to where I can't get around anymore, can't really get out anymore, I'm probably going to have me some more hens because I really enjoy fresh eggs. So we're going to get started. But I'm going to show you something I got accomplished last night. Kept telling y'all, even though there's no wind today, I kept telling y'all that I was going to build me some windbreaks for this, put around my stove. Well, got my snips out last night. A buddy of mine gave me a couple pieces of metal. So I made us some wind breaks. So let me show you what we did here. They ain't too fancy, but I'm not a fancy person. I slip that right in there. Just like that right there. Let me move that coffee cup right over here. What do you say? All right. Bring that stove right up there. I got me some magnets here. This one right here, it'll slip just like that right there. I got some magnets, like I said, that'll magnetize that right to that bus here and keep it in place. Oh, what you think? Let me give you a little better look at that. Free. Can you see them? The one on each side there. Hopefully I'm doing this right. But I believe that's going to do it for us, don't you? I think we can make that work. I think we can make that work. Get our camera set back up here. But I believe we can make that work on a windy day. What you think? But since it's not windy today, I'm going to move this one here so that I'm not having to reach around it. But that right there, I believe, is going to take care of that. If it wasn't for covering up some my little ones' animals stuff, I thought about even putting them up there and putting a hinge on them. But I'm not going to do that. I think it'd be getting in the way for a lot of things. So we're going to put that back up. But I am going to leave my magnets here so that they'll be ready to use. All right, so we're going to get us some stuff cut up here. So let me get us set up here so we can get this stuff cut up. Okay, hopefully we got this set up so you can see what I'm doing here. But these are going to be my ingredients right here. See what I was going to add to this, and I forgot it. You know, I told you guys in one of my videos that I had suffered a head injury. And one of my problems is if I'm doing something, I don't care what it is, whether it's cooking this meal, speaking to you, whatever. If there's a sound that attracts my attention, that kind of startles me a little bit, or someone starts talking while I'm talking, every single thing that I had on my mind is erased. And sometimes I cannot get myself back on track. So I had intended to bring some cheese this morning, some mozzarella cheese that I was going to add to this. But when I was loading up, somebody spoke to me, and that part of my equation left me. Now, I didn't realize it until I got here and got all this set out this morning. It wasn't in my bus here, schoolie. Guess that's what y'all might want to call it. So we're not going to have any cheese on this, but that's all right. We're going to have everything else. The next time we get together, I'll make sure we got some cheese, mozzarella cheese to put on this. So we're going to give this a shot and see, just like it is, and see what we think. Something else. Boy, I tell you, I just realized something else. We was going to have bacon with this morning. That also got scrapped. Isn't that something? That's 2 items out of my menu that's gone. But you know what? No matter what kind of problems we got in life, we have to learn to accept our weaknesses and move on. We can't just keep complaining. Let's make do with what we got. It's like this is called makeshift camping. We're going to makeshift with what we got here. That right there is going to make us a breakfast. It's going to give us something to eat, give us some energy so we can go ahead and enjoy the day. But we'll just have to try to remember the next time to double check. I guess I'm going to have to start. My wife makes a list for everything. Everything's got a list, you know. And I probably going to have to start doing that myself. Well, I know I'm going to have to. I've known it for a while, but being a man, we're kind of stubborn. But anyway, so we're going to make the omelet. We're just not going to have the cheese. And I was going to have me some fried bacon along with it, but that's okay. We're going to survive. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot more than people did 100 years ago, you know. So we're going to survive, and we're going to do what we can do here. So first of all, I'm going to cut up these tomatoes. Look at that, Fred. Look at that. Woo! That's just right out of the garden. You cannot beat that. Right fresh out of the garden. I got a buddy, he won't eat the peel. He has his wife peel his tomatoes, But I don't know, he just don't like it, The easiest way to peel a tomato, is just kind of put it in boiling water for a few seconds and take it out and drop it in ice cold water. And you can just peel that skin off. That skin don't bother me. I kind of like it. I heard in most vegetables and fruits and stuff, most of your goodness is supposed to be in the peelings. And so we're going to have all the goodness. But I am going to take off that little bitty piece right there at the end. I don't care too much for that. So we're going to slice these here tomatoes up. Look at that knife. Boy, don't that knife just cut right straight through there? Well, I said, I don't understand why young men don't care for knives anymore, but they don't. you know. But that's okay. It's okay. You know, a lot of things that we like growing up, still like our age group, young people just don't have any interest in. You know, I had a buddy just moved, and he had to downsize. He and his wife, grab this down here, had to downsize, and he collected a lot of stuff. And he attempted to sell it. I tried to help him sell some of it and stuff like that. And young people just didn't have any interest in it. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though you did and you spent a lot of money collecting it and stuff like that, uh, when it's time to get rid of that stuff, if your kids don't want it, you know, it's sad that somebody don't love something that you thought so much of. But anyway, I've got to have a pocket knife. I don't care. All right, now then, we got our tomatoes all sliced up there. We'll clean, and I'm probably cutting these bell peppers and doing a bunch of stuff wrong, but it's going to taste good. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. As long as it tastes good, we don't care how it's cut up or whatever. All I want to do is get the junk out of it. Here. We'll lay it down here. I think I'll lay it on this right here. I think I'll put these eggs right there for right now. If I was one of them good shells, boy, I'd already have this cut up. Boy, you ever watch them on YouTube, them shells, boy, the way they sling them knives around and chop up that food? I wouldn't have a finger left. Heck, I cut just the other day, just messing around myself and that buddy of mine with that metal. Lord, I like to cut the end of my finger off right there. You know, so, but those guys, boy, that brings back kind of a funny story for you about knives. And I was about, I'm going to say early 20s. And I was working at a construction site with a couple of older gentlemen. And one of them pulled out his pocket knife and a wet rock and began to sharpen his knife. Well, about the time he got finished, I pulled mine out. And I asked him, I said, "Do you mind sharpening mine?" I said, "It's getting kind of dull." He said, "Son, if I sharpen your knife, all you're going to do is cut yourself." I told him, I said, "Listen, I'm an old hillbilly. I grew up with knives. I don't think I'm going to cut myself with a knife." And he was basically kidding, I'm sure. You know, just kind of roused me a little bit, me being a young buck. And he ends up, he sharpens the knife for me. And more could he sharpen the knife. He handed that back to me, and I tell you, I didn't have that knife in my hand 30 seconds that I didn't cut myself. He just bored off laughing. I mean, he fell out of he was sitting on a 5-gallon bucket. He actually fell off that 5-gallon bucket laughing. He knew that it was just a fluke that it happened. But let me tell you something. It took years working around that old boy for him to forget that. He'd tell that to everybody around. But anyway, but those guys who do cooking for a living, man, they make me look like an amateur, which I will. I am an amateur. I don't cook to make a living. I cook because I enjoy it. You know, a lot of people don't enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. I don't know why, but I do. You know. So, all righty. Now then, I've already had some onion here, and what I did is I went ahead and got some that's already chopped up here. Chopped it all up and everything, just to kind of save time. All righty. Now, like I said, I wish I had my cheese, but we're not going to have cheese, so we're going to work with what we got. So let's switch angles here so maybe you can see what it is I'm cooking, how I'm cooking it. What do you say? All right, let's see if we can't get started here. First of all, we need to add us a little bit of butter. See if we can't get some butter. See if we can get some butter in there. All right, put that butter back up there where it belongs. All right, now then what we're going to do is we're going to drop these tomatoes in there, just like it right there. All right, let's turn that down a little more. There we go here. Now I'm going to do a little something unusual probably. This is my sugar bowl. I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of sugar on each one of them. Ain't that weird? Kind of unusual, ain't it? All right. Sugar on an omelet. All right. Now then, what we're going to do is we are going to crack us up some eggs. Here. Get my biscuit can here. I use that to put my eggshells in. There's one. Two. All right. We'll set that back up there for right now. Now, I don't know why I put that in that glass. I meant to put that in that bowl, and let's move it back aside here. I'm making it more difficult than what it really is, isn't it? All right, let's try it again. All right, now we're going to put them eggs in there, and then we're going to put our bell pepper in there. Then we're going to put some of this onion in there. As that Cajun used to say, onion. You ever watch him? Onion. Put a little onion in there. Then we're going to mix all that together. Put a little salt and pepper in there, obviously. Like I said, I like quite a bit of pepper. So we'll take the lid off the pepper. Now salt I won't take the lid off of. That's probably enough right there. You know, make it look like I don't eat a lot, see, but pepper. Alright. I hope this turns out okay. Normally pretty good. Like I said, I sure forgot my bacon. I was going to have bacon along with this. And boy, Parmesan cheese on top of this. It sure makes it pretty good too. Alright, we're going to pour this all over this here. Can you? Alright. Make sure it gets. Then we're going to put a lid on it. Let's check the flame on that. We'll turn it up just a smidgen. Don't want to burn anything up, do we? I'm going to put them onions back together here. Onion. Okay. Put some of this together here. Y'all notice my shirt? Man upstairs sent a couple little angels to us. And we celebrate them every day of our lives. And we call them Copper and Bumper. And Copper and Bumper got me this shirt here. I tell you, they're treasures. Guys, enjoy, and I'm sure you do, enjoy them grandbabies. Enjoy all babies. But when you get our age and you've raised your kids, you realize what your mistakes were. We try to turn that up a little bit. Raise it up just a little bit till we need to show that. But realize what you got. But anyway, to get back to what I was trying to say, I got off track a little bit there. When you get our age and you've raised your kids, you realize the mistakes that you made with yours, and you regret them. You know, the only thing I'm going to regret in life is mistakes that I've made raising my son. But we do our best. You know, I don't know what it is. You're just not taught. You think you know everything about becoming a parent, but you don't. We'll make sure we're not burning anything up here. Let's look at this. Get a good look at this. See what y'all think. Let's try to cook. Put that lid back on. Just making sure I'm not got that skillet too hot. Uh-oh. It's going to turn that down a little bit. That may, like yesterday, for some reason I'm having a hard time. Yeah, I'm having a hard time controlling the heat on this little old stove. I don't know why, but this is going to be just as good. We'll just do it this way. That's what we'll do. We'll just chop it up like that right there. It'll taste the exact same way. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm having a heck of a time regulating this fire. But yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and but when the grandbabies start coming along, they get the benefits of our learning, I guess you could say. From the mistakes that we made, we try not to make them with them, and they end up getting spoiled a lot more than our children did, their parents and stuff. But we enjoy them. I tell you what, they brought a lot of joy into our lives. We've got 6, and we cherish every single one of them, every one of our angels. Yeah. I think that's probably going to get it right there. Probably going to get it right there. All right, we're going to put this on a plate. Like I said, I meant to have bacon with this, but the old thing up here just ain't working like it ought to. So I'm going to get this plated up, and we'll get over to the picnic table and taste her. Get over here and sit down. Get set up here and eat us some breakfast. What do you say? Turn around here. We'll get over here. I think we'll be all right. Anyway. See, we'll see how this turned out. What do you say? Does it look good to you? Kind of looks kind of messy to you, probably. Them tomatoes give everything a red tint. But I'm telling you, if I had that Parmesan cheese on there, try this at home. It's really, really good. You add it just like you do an omelet, anything you want, but A little Parmesan cheese. Man, I tell you what, uh, it's a good breakfast. And again, if you just had you a couple pieces of good bacon to go along with it. So I don't want to do toast and jelly since I got sugar in this. I really don't need uh, more jelly, more sugar. But we're gonna go ahead and try it just like this and see what we think. Mm-mm-mm. If you like tomatoes, this is okay. But just when you cook them, put them in that butter, put them tomatoes in the skillet. Just drizzle just a little bit of sugar on there. And I'm not talking about pouring a busload of sugar on something. I'm talking about just kind of sprinkling on it. It kind of gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a kick, I guess. That's the lack of words. But anyway, it gives a little bit more flavor to me. I don't know why, but it does. It's kind of like blackberries or anything else. I love them. But if you drizzle just a little bit of sugar on them. But guys, I'm telling you, this is delicious. Man. Mm-mm-mm. Man. Well, today, I'm actually getting to view just more picnic tables and stuff. That's all right. That's all right. We're still out in nature, enjoying ourselves. What it's all about. Every park you go to is not going to offer you a lakeside view. You know, uh, so you take advantage of what you're got available to you. What's nice is when you can get off by yourself. Now, some people like to be around a lot of people, but like I said, since my head injury, I don't do well in crowds anymore. I used to be a people person. I loved to be around a group of people going on, you know, that enjoyed being with each other. I used to go to coffee shops. I drank coffee with a group for close to 40 years, you know. But most of them, 99.9% of them are all gone, you know. Last couple of years I drank with another group or so, 2 years, but I got to where I couldn't understand what people were saying, you know. I don't know if you've been around anybody that's had a head injury or something, but you they don't cope very well with a lot of noise and a lot of stuff going on around them. And that's me. I'm good as gold when I'm by myself, but if I'm in a group, I get agitated, So I just basically don't get around a lot of people. One on one, man, I do great. Even two, as long as everybody takes their turn talking, they're not interrupting each other, and they don't go on and on and on. I do really well. But anyway, uh, done forgot what that point was. But anyway, uh, this is delicious. You need to try it out. Again, get you some Parmesan cheese and put it on top of it. Or if you like other cheese, do that. But Parmesan cheese is probably going to be your best shot for this particular dish, and it's really good. Right now, green onions. If you like green onions instead of just head onions like that, cut them green onions up in there. It gives it a little more color. Even though I got bell pepper, you know, uh, I don't know about putting meat in them. Some people might, but I kind of like the vegetable type thing on these. Now I make meat omelets. Don't you get me wrong, sausage and ham and stuff like that. This particular one, I kind of like it just to be vegetables and stuff like that in there, and cheese. But I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you down the road. By the way, if you like this video, hit like. If you'd like to see some more, subscribe and hit that bell so that you know the next time one comes up. Again, thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for viewing. Have a great day.